And for more now on the government response to the pandemic, we bring in Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro. We want to start by offering our deepest condolences for the loss of your stepmother, who passed away last week due to COVID. And we also wish your father, also battling this disease, a speedy recovery. So thank you for joining us, especially during this difficult time, Congressman.
No, well, thank you for those words, and I appreciate it very much.
Texas and your district, which includes part of San Antonio, are now COVID hotspots, as you're well aware. After reopening the state, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has shut down some businesses and mandated mask wearing. Will this be enough, in your opinion, to bring down infections? And what does your community need most right now from the state and federal government?
Well, the governor very early on followed Donald Trump's model of see no evil, hear no evil. So the governor and the state slow-walked testing, tracing, and treatment, and we still need a heavy dose of all of those things. As you mentioned, coronavirus cases are surging in Texas, and right now there's no end in sight to the surge. And I'm glad that the governor did put in place a mask order, but he's also allowed for large loopholes and exemptions that mean that right now there's 70 counties in Texas out of the 254 where there is no mask order in place. And ultimately, I think we're going to have to do more and do better to get this under control.
And what is it about Texans that make them so resistant to wearing masks?
Oh, well, look, I mean, there are some folks who feel like it's an infringement upon their rights, or they feel like they're being muzzled if they put a mask on. But that's a minority of people. I think what's been missing is strong leadership from the top, giving the people of Texas good advice, and when necessary, mandating that masks be worn, and also giving control to the local governments to, come up with their own policies that strengthen what the state is doing. I think when you combine all of that, you see why we're in the situation that we're in.
And you, of course, co-founded Momento Latino, an organization that addresses the disproportionate impact of COVID on Latino communities. How can Congress best help?
Well, the Latino community during this pandemic has been incredibly affected. In fact, the most infected community in many parts of the country when it comes to the number of cases and also the number of deaths because of the coronavirus. And so the Latino community, just like all Americans, need Congress to step up and pay for more testing, tracing, and treatment of COVID-19, but also to handle the economic part. There's so many people that are lost their apartments now, despite the freeze on evictions, people that have had to leave their apartments, small businesses that are never going to be able to reopen their doors that have gone under, and families who are drowning financially. So you need a strong federal government to come in there and help the people in a way that, that still has not quite happened from the Congress. The Senate needs to pass the HEROES Act, and then we got to continue to do more.
And Texas, of course, held voting today in runoff primaries, but several states that conducted primary voting weeks ago are still waiting on final results due to the high number of absentee ballots. So if we're seeing that now, how concerned are you about this happening on a massive scale in November? And is there anything that should be done now to help prevent that potential chaos?
Looking at the experience over the last few months with people going to vote in different states, including in Texas today, I'm very concerned about how our elections are going to run in November. Texas got rid of straight ticket voting, for example, so it means that people will be taking longer to vote. Many folks are fearful about going in person and standing next to someone when you still have the virus and all of the infections that we have. And so the best thing that we can do is provide an alternative to people to having to show up in person. That's why I believe a strong mail ballot effort is necessary to allow as many people as possible to vote by mail and to pressure the different states to make that happen.
And finally, polls are showing Joe Biden in striking distance of Trump in your state of Texas, and Biden is starting to advertise in your state. So let's hear your prediction. Tuesday, July 14th, will Biden be able to carry Texas? Is this the year that Texas turns blue?
I believe it can be. Yeah, I believe that Vice President Biden can carry Texas in November. I think Donald Trump has failed the country. He's the reason that this coronavirus is still around and lingering. and it's costing people their lives, their businesses, and their livelihoods. And Texans more and more are beginning to see that. So, yeah, I think Joe Biden can win Texas this year.
Congressman, we thank you so much for your time and coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.